Hello everybody and welcome to Geogramblings reacts to this tool that I've been waiting for a very long time. So I am a massive fan of the website CarbonBrief, and I strongly recommend that you all look that up. It's a fantastic science communication, particularly climate science communication website, with lots of interactive tools and news and things like this. And they have created a new updated version of their extreme weather attribution interactive map, which is brilliant. And I'm just gonna, this is the very first time I've been waiting for this for a very long time. My friend Aisha Tandon, who helped to make this, who's one of the journalists for Climate Brief, teased me in a Coffee and Geography podcast that this was coming up, but she couldn't tell me the details, and now it's here. And I feel like Christmas has come early. So it's the first time I'm looking at this new tool. So this is completely my reaction from the start. So head over to Carbon Brief, and it's called Mapped How Climate Change Affects Extreme Weather Around the World. Okay, so we got a little intro then. Yep. Talking about increasing number of headlines and extreme weather events, all this kind of stuff. But what is this to actually got to do with climate change, and what is the science of extreme weather attribution? So here we go with the map. Right, okay, so studies of almost 750 events and trends reveal the impact of climate change on extreme weather. So what have we got here then? So we've got all these studies, and we've got a color coded here. So red is more severe or likely, so that would be in terms of whether the extreme weather event could be attributable to climate change, whether climate change has made it more severe or likely. So yellow is had no influence, blue less severe or likely, and the grey is studies are inconclusive. And crikey, you can see from this map that they've got proportional circles, where the size of the circles is the number of studies of each of these events, and you can see that by far and away, in every continent, every part of the world, the biggest circle with the greatest number of studies showing that climate change has made these events more severe or likely. Right, so let's have a look at how we can explore this. So it looks like we can click on the individual circles. So let's go for Europe. Oh, this is nice. I like this. So this map includes 166 extreme events. Right, now this is an improvement actually from the last one they did. So what they've got done here is that they've got some links back to some articles that they've done in the past in relation to these events. That's cool. So if I was to click on that one, for example, climate change made more likely. Cool, so you can actually dig down and go to the article and read up on it. This is fantastic, brilliant. Okay. So let's see how they've done this. So there's 166 extreme events, right? So, and they've categorized them, right? Heat, rain and flooding, cold snow and ice, storm, impact. I'm not quite sure what we mean by impact there. Drought, compound. I'm guessing compound is like a combination of hazards. Wildfire, atmosphere, oceans and sunshine. Sunshine, that's interesting. One. Can you click on these individual dots? Unfortunately, you can't. That could be a suggestion for an improvement. If you mouse over these dots, maybe it gives you the study. But anyway, so 69 heat events, you can see the vast majority of them, these red dots, where they've become more severe or likely due to climate change, and that's what that's saying. So yeah, so that's quite cool. Rain and flooding, you can tell that there's not been much. It's not as conclusive, not as many studies are showing red there. There's a bit more of a split there. I mean, half of them are red, but some studies there have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 studies there have shown that there's no influence of climate change on those particular events. 5 are inconclusive. So you can see that there's still a little bit more uncertainty, scientific uncertainty, about the impact of climate change on flood and flooding events. But according to these 35, half of them roughly have seen climate change make it more severe or likely. Cold snow and ice, yeah, so look at this, like 9 of these 14 studies have found that climate change has made them less severe or likely. Interesting. So you can see kind of like how this is the shift of the bell curve of temperatures, of average global temperatures, how the bell curve is shifting towards the extreme heat end, which means that extreme events in the cold side of things are becoming less and less likely, and that seems to be borne out from the attribution studies here. Right, this is really lovely. I like this. Okay, so let's have another look. So if we were to click on, all right, so clicking on that gives you the entire continent or subcontinent. Right, brilliant. Okay, so it's not like you click on an individual bubble and you only get the... Okay, choose a country. Let's see what this does, eh? So if we go for... Let's click on Malawi, one of my countries I've visited that I've had the privilege of visiting. Right, okay, so we've got some cards that have appeared here. So one study has seen that more severe or more likely. So flooding in Madagascar, Mozambique and Malawi 2022. So it's tropical cyclones, you know, so we conclude that greenhouse gas and aerosol emissions are in part responsible for the observed increases in rainfall. And they give the link that you can go and have a look at, attributed that to. Southern Africa drought in 2024, no discernible human influence. These models have the models that have passed the model evaluation, so they've gone through this scrutiny with regards to how, you know, how confident they can be in the results, do not show a significant relationship between flow. Now you see, now this is what needs to be borne in mind by skeptics of this stuff, right? Is that science, good science, proper science will tell you if something is inconclusive or that something is not the case, right? Good science, something's got to be falsifiable as well as provable, right? So they're not saying, oh, it's all climate change, it's all climate change. You know, they're saying actually, yes, the flooding in these areas because of tropical cyclones 2022, we have found a human signal, but you know, there might be people out there that are decrying the current Southern African drought of this year, saying, oh, climate change, but the current studies, attribution studies, are not showing human influence in that particular event. And I think that's what a lot of climate change science skeptics don't talk about enough. Or when they do say things like this, they say, oh, you see, scientists are not sure. They don't seem to know what they're talking about, which is obviously complete nonsense. Right, so if we click on go back to map here, so we can explore by country. So that's brilliant. So if we're studying case studies on particular areas of the world, so if we go United Kingdom, let's see what comes up here. Oh, crikey. So look, every single study has got a little card. I love these stamps. They're cool, aren't they? The way that they've done that. I really like that visual kind of impact. So instantly you get that red, more severe, blue, less severe, yellow, no human signal to it, and then grey inconclusive. I really like that. That's lovely. So, and it just gives you that one sentence, that key sentence that from that study. And if you want to dig deeper, so like England and Wales autumn floods in 2000, in 9 out of 10 cases, our models indicate that the risk of floods in England and Wales increased by more than 20%, and in 2 of the 3 cases by more than 90%. Wow. So, and if you're way inclined like I am, you can go to the actual paper here. So this one from Nature. Right. Okay. I'm really, really liking this. Well done, Aisha and team. This is fantastic. I'm going to look into this a bit more detail. I think I will do a video and blog entry about how teachers can use this website in a learning context. Yeah, and this is the amazing thing about Carbon Brief, right? Is that they don't just give you the map and say off you go explore it. They take you through a commentary. So you can see here that, you know, they even talk about caveats and the limitations in these kind of work, but why that actually strengthens the science and doesn't detract from it and things like that. You know, it kind of like tells you how to read things, to use things, what to mean, how to interpret them. You know, they give examples and they give those links where you can find out detail. So, given the example here of the United States, and if you really love kind of like finding out about how everything works behind the scenes, if you like, that's the other thing I really like that Carbon Brief does, is that, so for example here, they're talking about the history and how it's evolved of climate change and extreme weather attribution studies and stuff like that, which is fantastic, brilliant. So it's a one-stop shop really. If you want a single website, because there's so much stuff out there which is amazing, but if you want a single website that like tries to pull all this stuff together in an accessible manner, Carbon Brief is really, really good. So wow, okay, Carbon Brief folks, you've done it again. This is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for all your work, hard work and effort on this. And folks, I will be back in the near future when I get a bit of time, and I'll do some like maybe top tips for science communicators and educators about how they can use this in an educational setting. So thanks folks, and I'll see you again soon.